In the United States, we often hear about checks and balances, separation of powers, and the will of the people. But is there more to U.S. politics than what meets the eye? Some believe that unelected officials and powerful institutions have a lasting influence on key decisions, often called behind-the-scenes power. But is that true? On one side are those who believe that elected leaders genuinely represent the people and make decisions based on the public's interest. They argue that while unelected officials offer expertise, their role is limited and their influence is overstated. In this view, elected officials drive policy, and they do so based on the votes they need to get re-elected. On the other side are those who believe that unelected officials and institutions wield significant behind-the-scenes power regardless of who is elected. This perspective argues that these groups set the boundaries of acceptable debate and shape decisions in favor of their own interests. So let's examine the facts. First, let's be clear. In any large government, there are thousands of people who work behind the scenes. These include experts, advisors, intelligence analysts, and military planners, who stay in their roles no matter who is elected. Some of these individuals are highly skilled and possess specialized knowledge that elected officials might not have. For example, the Defense Department employs many civilians who work alongside military personnel to plan and execute defense strategies. These civilian experts help elected officials make informed decisions about national security based on their deep understanding of global affairs. Similarly, the Food and Drug Administration is responsible for protecting the public health by ensuring the safety of food and drugs. The FDA's staff of scientists and medical experts review and approve new drugs and monitor the safety of those already on the market. Their work helps keep the American public safe from potentially harmful products. It's important to remember that these unelected officials don't set overall policy goals. Their role is to assist elected officials who are ultimately accountable to the people. Now, while this is how it ideally works, some worry that these groups may exert undue influence on decision-making. One concern is that unelected officials may try to shape policies to benefit themselves or special interest groups rather than serving the broader public interest. This could happen through various means, such as leaking selective information to shape public perception or quietly influencing decision-makers behind closed doors. Additionally, unelected officials with deep institutional knowledge and experience can sometimes make it difficult for new leaders to implement their agendas. When new presidents or policymakers with different priorities take office, they might face resistance from career officials who are used to operating under the previous administration's guidelines. This resistance can slow down or even block the implementation of new policies. Another concern is that unelected officials who have served multiple presidents might develop a certain level of power and influence that elected officials cannot easily check. This could lead to a situation where a small group of unelected individuals effectively controls government policy, even if their views no longer reflect the current president's priorities or the public's sentiment. That concern is backed up by a study published in the American Journal of Political Science. It found that policy implementation under new presidents is often blocked or stalled because of resistance from career civil servants who prefer the status quo. However, it's important to note that there's no confirmed evidence of a hidden group of unelected officials running the government and controlling key decisions. Despite these concerns, it's worth noting that public trust in major institutions like the government, banks, and the media has decreased in recent years, a decline that can be seen in data from the General Social Survey and the Pew Research Center. This lack of trust is concerning, as it suggests that many Americans might feel that those in power are not acting in their best interest. Moreover, elected officials have both the authority and the responsibility to hold unelected officials accountable. They can do this by reshaping government agencies, removing officials who are not serving their president's agenda, and by appointing new officials who better reflect their priorities. So who really holds the power in American politics? Of course, elected leaders hold significant power. After all, they are the ones who are directly accountable to the people. However, long-term institutions and the unelected officials within them also play a big role. The system is designed to utilize the expertise of these individuals to help elected officials make informed decisions. But this doesn't mean that elected officials become too dependent on unelected officials to the point that they lose touch with the needs and interests of their constituents. In a healthy democracy, elected and appointed officials should work together to serve the common good. While there is no evidence of a shadowy group secretly controlling the government, it is crucial for elected officials to remain sensitive to the concerns of their constituents and to ensure that those in unelected positions are held accountable. Ultimately, the system should reflect the will of the people and not the self-serving interests of any unelected few. Thank you for watching. What do you think? Is the system working the way it should? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching Middle East Allies, where facts matter. See you in the next one.